So I took about a month off from YouTube just to give myself a little bit of space. I've been traveling a lot, really like enjoying my life and just taking time to breathe for a little bit. First off, I do want to apologize for the lack of content that I've been having. Last video I uploaded it was literally like over 30 days ago. But that time away kind of gave me a certain perspective on things. On my way flight, my flight back home from Florida, I came kind of had like a realization. I started thinking to myself where I would be if I never started this entire trading journey. And honestly, I'd probably be nowhere. Like I genuinely did not have like a sense of direction within my life. And I'm not just saying this to like boost my ego or give myself like a pat on the back. But this was just like real realization that I've had for the bit of effort that I've been doing for the past 3 years. All the long hours and the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, and they weren't for nothing. All right, I started this trading journey having absolutely no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was just throwing money at my Robinhood account thinking something would work. But I would have never gotten to the place where I thought I'd be right now, which is, helping people become profitable within trading and actually making a livable income off of something from your fucking computer, from your phone. But like slowly but surely, like all these things are starting to come together, and it's like it's kind of just like blowing my mind, and I kind of want to just take a step back and show you guys. And it's not because I sat around and hoped for all this stuff to work out. It's because I took action. Okay, I took the action that was needed. I decided to move. I literally got off my ass. I decided to stop waiting for the perfect time, and I just started putting in the work that was necessary to get to the spot where I need to be. So if I never built up that courage to literally get off my ass and do it, I'd probably be stuck. I'd be in the same position that I was at earlier. So I'd 100% be super lost. But now I'm not even, obviously I'm not even close to where I want to be in life, and I know that very well. All right, I'm not trying to boost my ego or anything like that, but I've learned that progress is proof. So like every little win, every step forward, it just shows me that the effort was all worth it. Even if I keep just continuing stacking these days and showing up, keep sacrificing, it'll all pay off at the end of the road. So maybe you need to hear this right now, because some of you are waiting. Some of you guys are sitting back waiting for the right video to pop up on your YouTube or on your TikTok, or you're waiting for summer to start or winter break to start. But a lot of you guys that said that, oh, you're gonna start doing this when summer came around, a lot of you guys didn't even fucking start doing it because you sat around and you continued waiting and waiting and waiting. You said, oh, you're gonna do it next week. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna go out with my friends tonight. I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and just kept putting it off. And then now you go back to school and you're like, what the fuck? I just wasted a whole summer. And there's been so many times before I started trading where I was in that position. I was like, dude, I just wasted my whole summer, my whole year, and I didn't do anything. And like I said, nothing happens until you take that action. If you don't change, nothing is going to change. Obviously, I was scared. I doubted myself. I didn't know that if I would actually make this work. But the difference is I started. I showed up. I consistently came every single day, even when I was down in the mud, when it was hurting. And I promise you, that's what separates the people who make it versus the ones who stay stuck in the current position that they're at. And they're going to stay in that position for the rest of their life. Now, this entire video is just me being real with you to remind you that whatever it is that you're trying to build, whatever goal you have that you have been putting off, just start now. Take the action. Take the leap of faith. Because the truth is that all that time is going to pass. Like I was talking about, 6 months is going to go by, and then the year is going to be over. And then you're like, dude, what the fuck did I just do? I just wasted a full year. And I know a lot of people, I literally made a video on YouTube at the start of the beginning of this year. I said, do the things that you're going to actually say. And I know a lot of people who watched that video stuck with it maybe for a week, and then a lot of them probably just blew it off, because that's the truth. The time's going to pass. Time's going to pass. I've already been recording this video for 5 minutes. Okay? 4 minutes and 45 seconds. All right? I literally wanted to come on here and to talk to the people who are actually willing to put the work in to make all this trading stuff work out. Not just halfway, not someday or, maybe if it's going to work out, but I'm talking to the ones who are literally ready to dedicate their entire lives to the freedom that and the goals that they have, the ones who want to live based off of their skills that they learned and they put the hours in. And the truth is, it's you have to be crazy to do something crazy like this. When I started off, I lost over $12,000 within literally 2 years. Okay, I slipped down in front of my parents and they like flipped their shit. I was 18 years old at the time. At 18, $12,000 is a lot of fucking money. I was working a job. I had, a couple little side hustles on the side, but $12,000 was a pretty good sum of money. It was 2 years of red days and frustration and doubt. And let me tell you, there was absolutely no one there to save me. There was no one there telling me, hey, like, you have to just keep going, bro. Nobody was there to help me place trades for me. No one was there to fix my mistakes. And it's not saying this to make you guys feel bad for me, but that was one of the first lessons that every single trader has to face, is that no one is going to do it but you. You could be in like a little Discord where you're getting call outs and stuff from some trader or whatever. But the thing is, it's not what's going to make you successful in life. Yeah, you can make a couple $100, maybe, you can buy yourself a fucking phone or something like that, whatever, make you a couple $100, but it's not something that's going to financially retire you for the rest of your life. Who are you to be depending on another man? That just sounds weird, bro. You gotta depend on another man that you've never met before, and you're taking trades off of him. Yeah, it's cool from the beginning when you're trying to learn and stuff like that, and you want to make some side money on the side. You're taking trade call-outs and stuff like that, but like, you're gonna get to a certain point where you're gonna realize, like, what am I doing, bro? Why am I listening to some other fucking guy, So in Philippians chapter 2:12, it says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And this applies here into trading as well. And, no mentor, no community, no Discord group can take that trade for you. You are the only person that is clicking that buy or sell button, okay? You are the ones that are doing all of these things. You're taking the wins, you're taking the loss, and at the end of the day, like I said, it comes right back to you. It's like a full circle. All right, whatever you do in the beginning is what you get in the end. And this entire business model depends on obsession. It's either you decide I'm going all in on this, or you don't at all. And there's absolutely like zero in between. Like, it's either you go all in or you don't at all. Okay, so it's either, like I said, it's 100% or 99%, which anything under 100% is absolutely nothing. Okay, every single day that you wake up, you have two choices. It's either, do I waste my time on my phone? Do I go hang out with my friends? Do I distract myself with comfort? Do I I don't know, let's just say I sleep in for a little bit longer? Or do I wake up, get off my ass, make myself a healthy, reliable dinner or breakfast, whatever, open the charts, watch the market, then come back test, study price action, and sharpen my skill? You have two options for that, and because that's the truth. You have to be the best when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying you're going to become profitable right away, but the thing is, there's no one else that's willing to do it but you. There's no one else that's going to be pushing the buy and sell button for you, okay? And it's like, when I first became profitable, it wasn't because of luck, and it wasn't because I had some type of secret strategy. It's because I finally decided to lock in. I cut off all the distractions that I had around me. I stopped listening to, what other traders had to say. I stopped listening to social media, what other, influencers had to say about the markets and what strategy works, what doesn't. I got into like a tunnel vision. All right, if you imagine being yourself in a tunnel, what is in front of you? That light at the end of the tunnel, that's what you have to be focused on the entire fucking time, okay? I trapped myself into a mindset that I never thought I'd be able to be in before. And have you ever like seen horses and stuff? Like, they have these like those things around their eyes. They're called blinders, okay? It's all there is. It's so that they can only see what is in front of them and nothing else, nothing around them, nothing to like, little kids coming up to and scaring it. Because if it has that blinders, it's not distracted by anything else. It's just looking what's ahead of them. And I want you to like actually try this with your hands. Like, literally, like, go like this. Go like this. What do you see? You don't see anything else besides your screen. And that's how you should be this entire time. It's not just, just like you're gonna do it for a week. No, the entire year, the entire 5 years that you're gonna be doing this. The screen, though, that's the only thing you should be looking at. This is how you should be 24/7. And another thing is fear. It's a silent killer for so many people. People think that like the opposite of faith is doubt. It's really not. It's fear. It's in 2 Timothy in I think it was 1:7. It talks about how God has not given us a spirit of fear, but He gave us a spirit of power and love and stuff like that. And fear is what makes you cut all of your winners short, and what makes your losers bigger than your winners. Another thing I want to talk about as well is like a lot of people, they talk too much. Okay, I've known so many people in my trading Discord, where they just talk too much to their families and stuff like that, and they come back to me crying because their families don't agree with what they want to do and stuff like that. Your vision in your trading is like think about it like a pearl, okay? And then Jesus said in Matthew 7 verse 6, do not throw your pearls to the pigs, or they're going to trample on it under their feet. Too many of you guys have your pearls and you give it to the wrong people. You give it to your family members, your friends, and you tell them your dream, and they just don't get it. They just don't understand. They're just gonna laugh in your face. They're gonna say it's gambling. They're just gonna say it's a waste of your time and it's a scam, whatever. And they're gonna say that you're never gonna do it. And slowly, what you're gonna start doing is start to believe them. All right? You don't protect your pearl. You have to guard your entire soul with that pearl. And let me just say this plain: talking about trading is not actually trading. Saying that I'm gonna be a full-time trader is not putting in the work. You're not actually trading. You're not doing that kind of stuff. Talking about discipline is not discipline. Okay? There's a chapter in the Bible where it talks about how someone was talking too much about their harvest. All right, I just remember this because they said it in church a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago, I should say. He was talking too much about his harvest, and he never actually planted his harvest. I can't remember where in the Bible it talks about it, but he never actually planted his harvest. All he did was just talk about it to all his people and all of his friends that like, oh, I'm gonna have this, and then at the end of the season they're gonna be super tall, whatever. But he never actually took the action to plant his harvest. He never actually went out and planted his seeds and stuff like that. While the other guy, he stayed silent. He actually put the work in and planted all the seeds. And at the end of the season, he had something to harvest because he actually put the work in. He wasn't going around telling people that that he's going to be harvesting all these things at the end of the season. No, it's either you don't talk about it or you do talk about it. Okay, and if you are just talking about it, you're just wasting your time and energy on people. You know what I'm saying? Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is what will actually make you successful in trading. It's not just like, there's not some secret strategy. It's like you have to treat this like it's your life, like it's a life or death type of situation. The one thing that really like brought me to realization when I first was like really locking in on this trading stuff is I told myself it's either this or nothing. I didn't have a good paying job at the time. I'm working at a dealership. Okay, I was like literally just moving cars around. I was like making minimum wage. I go to college, but I don't want to get a job afterwards. I'm getting a good degree, but I don't want anything after that. It's a life or death situation. It's like, am I going to eat after this or not? You have to tell yourself that. If you tell yourself that, you're not going to eat, then you're not putting in the work for it. You have to put the work into it. All right. So literally, just like I said in the beginning of this, no one's there to push you. No one's going to be there to tell you, push the button, click sell, click buy, put your profits here, put your stop loss here. Yeah, you're going to have, people who call out bots and stuff like that, but there's no one that's actually going to put the work in for you. If you see someone else who has the things that you dream about, and he's the same age as you, and you're like, fuck, like what am I doing wrong? That person put the work in while you didn't. You're just sitting there looking at him like a little fucking gay boy. Alright? You need to realize, if I don't lock in, I will not make this work. There's no going around that. It's either you give it your 100% or nothing. It's either you 100% put the blinders on from the horse, or you don't do anything. That's all I really have for you guys today. I love you guys. Peace out.